So, unlike many inmates, her enhanced status means she will have plenty to occupy her throughout the long and lonely evenings. So, yeah, it's saying there about what she has access to. So, although a coveted position inside a jail, the job is a difficult one because she can. Sorry, I think I missed a bit out there. So her privileged position has also helped to secure a paid cleaning job, which allows extra time out of her cell to scrub the rest of the unit, including the food servery. Oh, I don't think I'd like Lucy. That's like having Erin Patterson prepare your meals, isn't it? Although a coveted position inside a jail, the job is a difficult one, given that the cleaning products permitted for use are cheap, off brand chemicals which have been heavily watered down. We can't provide any substances that could cause issues for staff if somebody throws it in your face, a source said, or puts it in your food. Plus, it needs to be less poisonous in case anyone tries to swallow it. You can't just hand out bleach in a prison. Letby is paid a small wage for her work, but the hours she can clean are limited because she cannot mix with any of the other prisoners deigned by staff to represent a threat to her safety. She probably averages about 8 hours a day out of her cell, the source said. And when you compare that to parts of the overcrowded adult prison estate, where bang up is 23 hours a day, she's doing very well. Now, the reason I've got Nash Batul's picture up here and lovely Sarah Sharif, who, was murdered by this woman and her own biological father. One inmate whose staff are comfortable allowing near Letby is Nash Batul, who is serving a 33-year sentence for the murder of her 10-year-old stepdaughter Sarah. The two women, both jailed for the most deplorable acts against children, have formed an uneasy alliance and are said to have been spotted playing cards together. Letby has been spotted playing cards with Nash. But former prison officer Linda de Sousa Abreu, 31, was also on the unit until her recent release after she was filmed having sex with an inmate. A Bronzefield source said, "I wouldn't call them friends. I don't think Lucy has any friends, but they mix a lot together. There's a bit of unspoken solidarity between them." Oh my God, I mean, it's an unholy alliance, isn't it? What have you got? When you meet friends, you've always got something in common, haven't you? It might be you've got children of the same age, or you work at the same place, or you're similar age, or whatever. What they've got in common is they're both child murderers. So there's a bit of unspoken solidarity between them, given they are both in for such horrific crimes. Who else would mix with them? Another inmate on Letby's unit until her recent release was a married former prison officer who was jailed after she was filmed having sex with an inmate. I remember that. It was a male inmate, actually, that one, wasn't it? Linda de Sousa Abreu, 31, was sentenced to 15 months after admitting misconduct in public office, as it emerged that the burglar she had sex with had a heavily pregnant partner at the time. Oh, for fuck's sake, you couldn't make up this crazy world, could you? You just couldn't make it up. See, this is the problem, isn't it? Prison officers, like police, like doctors, like nurses, like everyone, they're not all perfect, they do things wrong. I mean, why would she risk everything? Surely, if you're a prison officer, you know that you're going to be filmed. Or was it another? Actually, I'm not sure it wasn't another inmate who filmed. That's another video. It's another case to look at. I mean, you just, the batshit world that we live in, you never be short of something to talk about in a video, will you, about true crime? So, like Letby, she was also fast tracked straight to the enhanced unit for her own protection because she was a former guard at HMP Wandsworth in southwest London. She had an even larger target on her back than the former neonatal nurse convicted of killing babies, the source said. And the risk of attack from other inmates is a serious one. Oh, this mad world. So just looked up this woman out of curiosity. This is Linda de Sousa Abreu. This is the woman who Lucy was mixing with. So this woman was a pariah while she was in prison, not because she'd murdered babies, but because she's an ex-prison officer. So she had to be put on enhanced status, for her own safety. And that's how she ended up mixing with Lucy and Benish Batul. I suppose I've got no choice really, but all mixed together. So I just want to tell you about her case briefly. So, yeah, she was filmed having sex with an inmate. And on January 6th of January 2025, at Isleworth Crown Court, she was sentenced to 15 months imprisonment. So a short sentence, because at the end of the day, she didn't murder anybody, did she? But she actually had sex with an inmate, a male inmate in a male prison, and at the same time let another inmate video it. I mean, she's not the sharpest tool, is she? What? I mean, first of all, having sex with the inmate is bad enough. But then you're talking about letting another inmate actually film it. So, of course, that video reached went viral. What was she thinking? What was she thinking? So anyway, Lionel Edan, who's the chief Crown prosecutor for the Crown Prosecution Service, said the actions of this defendant have not only had an impact on the trust that the public places in prison officers, it has also tarnished that of the majority of hard-working prison staff who carry out their duties with bravery, integrity, and professionalism. Actually, makes me quite emotional, that, because it's true. Being a prison officer, it's not a walk in the park, is it? So people go to work every day and they do their jobs with integrity and professionalism, and then this twonkette comes along and just ruins the reputation. I mean, what was she even thinking about? So she was convicted of misconduct in a public office. She's 30. She was on duty. She entered the prisoner's cell on June the 27th and had sex with him. The encounter was filmed by another inmate and it lasted for almost 5 minutes. Ooh, 5 minutes. Ooh, God, that must have been a thrill. Ooh, 5 minutes. My God. Bloody hell, what is that? Oh, for fuck's sake. 5 minutes? 5 whole minutes. So she pled guilty to one count of misconduct in a public office at a hearing at Isleworth Crown Court today. I just don't know what was going through this woman's head. I'm sorry. You can see what was going through the prisoner's head and the other prisoner's head. It's all about sex, showing up the prison service, etc. You can see why they did it. Why did she do it? So the prosecution's case was that she willfully committed misconduct in a public office. She abused her position as prison officer to have sex with an inmate. Well, I hope it was worth it, because I think she's married as well. So after the video went viral on social media, she was identified by HMP Wandsworth staff and was arrested by the Met Police at Heathrow Airport. She had telephoned the prison as she fled to the airport to say she was not coming back to work and her husband would return her equipment. Oh, for fuck's sake. Her poor husband. What equipment? It's what? God. So Tete Turkson of the Crown Prosecution Service, you couldn't make life up, could you? Said this was a shocking breach of the public's trust. D'Souza was clearly an enthusiastic participant who wrongly thought she would avoid responsibility. What? 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 The CPS recognises, you know what, there should be an extra prosecution, an extra for just being a total fucking bellend. Sorry, excuse my French. I don't like swearing really on videos, but sometimes things just, yeah, she should have been prosecuted for being a complete idiot. She's a married woman as well. So her poor husband, he's had to suffer all this because everybody will know about it. So the Crown Prosecution Service recognises there is no excuse for any, I hope she hasn't got children, for any prison officer who conducts themselves in such a manner and will never hesitate to prosecute those who abuse their position of power. I just don't understand her motivation. Just for a quick leg over and a very quick one, 5 minutes? Ooh, a whole 5 minutes. After working closely with the Metropolitan Police to build the strongest possible case, D'Souza had no option but to accept she was guilty. Well, there's a video for a start. She will now rightly face the consequences of her actions. So she was there. She had to be protected for her own safety because, of course, she's an ex-prison officer. So she would have been a target. So she ended up having to hang around with baby murderers and child murderers like Lucy and Baynash. I mean, what's this photo for a start? I mean, social media, if you're in, I'm sorry, this is just a fact of life at the moment. If you want to become a prison officer or a policeman or a social worker or, your social media, look at her social media. Sorry, she's deliberately provocative. That's not appropriate for a prison officer. I'm sorry. If you want to go on Instagram or whatever and put on all these pictures showing your booty off and what have you, fine, but don't be a prison officer. Don't be a prison officer. That says a lot, really, doesn't it, about her character? I wouldn't put a picture on like that. It's like, just, what's wrong with these people? Has she had a lobotomy or something? Somewhere along the line, has she had a lobotomy? Anyway, I thought we'd just look that up and let you know what happened there. I'm sure I was just sort of reading online that there is apparently a lot of prisons. He was a serial burglar, the guy that she had the 5 minute, fantastic experience with. How can I? Oh, so she'd done it before as well. So apparently, investigators discovered footage on her own official prison body worn camera showing another sex act with the same inmate. So not only she'd let the other inmate film it, she was caught on her own body cam. How thick is this woman? She's this thick on her own body cam. Oh my God. Anyway, she only served 5 months, by the way. She was released on this early release scheme, so she only did 5 months. And, to be fair, I don't know if prison was the right place for her because, should you get a prison sentence for just being a total plonk? I don't know. She didn't kill anybody. She didn't, harm anybody except her husband, really, I suppose, and the reputation of prison officers. Um, anyway, apparently she's publicly expressed deep regret. She called it the biggest mistake of her life. No shit, Sherlock. Um, yeah, her husband, I feel for her husband, to be honest. Anyway, apparently there's a bit of a campaign going on of inmates, try sort of targeting new recruits and things, and trying to, it's like, I suppose, the thing is, when you're in prison, what else have you got to do with your time? I suppose it's like a game, isn't it? See if you can get one of these prison officers to sleep with you. Oh my God. Oh, what's this world come to? What's this world come to? Anyway, so I think Linda definitely wins the prize for being the thicko. I won't put her in for the twonk of the year, because she's not really a twonk, because the only person she hurt was her husband, I suppose. She hasn't murdered any babies or children, but she was hanging out with them because, there was no one else for her to hang out with. But she only served 5 months in prison. God knows how she's going to rebuild her life. Perhaps she'll become an OnlyFans model or something like that. I think she's better suited to that, looking at that photo. And, to be fair, she'll probably make more money. Anyway, I thought I'd just let you know. I thought I'd just look it up and let you know now who she is.